ain't stressing today. Bounce. I'ma tell you one more time. I ain't stressing today. Yeah, I ain't stressing today. Bounce. Watch my whip today. I buffed it up good with the.
Hey y'all, we are back with another episode of
Rum Punch and Beignets podcast,
brought to you by Boot Krewe Media. Please make sure that you check out Boot Krewe Media, that's with the K.com, to get all exclusive content from us and our Sister and Brother podcast, giveaways, and recent past episodes. Okay, again, that's Boot Krewe with the K media.com. And this week's episode is brought to you by Sweet Embrace. These quality handmade accessories are here to simplify your beauty routine with no tutorials necessary.
And I'm actually wearing one today.
Okay, check it out.
Yeah.
They are pre-tied, satin-lined turbans and headbands made to make protective styling easier and bad hair days a thing of the past. Make sure you visit them online at www.shopsweetembrace.com and follow them on Instagram at shopsweetembrace. So I ain't got mine on today. You know, my baby girl, I don't have it on today, but y'all might see me later on in some other episodes with one on, okay? So let's just go ahead and hop on into this episode. We are on episode 4. I feel like these weeks are passing by.
I know.
But yes, episode 4. And Dom, tell the people what we're talking about today.
Okay, but before we get started with that, y'all see the headband has the fact that I need a retwist, okay? Past due. So before we get started today, we're gonna toast with our version of the rum punch.
Provided by Happy Raptor. Thank you.
So we're gonna clink, clink, clink. And we're gonna take a little swig, get our little toast on. Okay. But now that we've gotten our drink, so today, y'all, we are glad to be back with y'all. And we're gonna dig into ghosting.
My favorite.
Spooky. I mean, it is spooky season, so
It's
I mean, you know. So let's be honest. Whether you want to admit it or not, everybody has ghosted somebody at some point in their life. Whether they meant to intentionally ghost somebody or it was an accident,
right?
And so we're gonna get into the definition of what exactly is ghosting. Mm-hmm. Have you ever done it? You're gonna hear some stories. We're gonna tell off on ourselves again. And CDB is going to get into some very interesting stuff because she always goes in depth with hers, okay? So first of all, we're gonna get into the real definition of ghosting. It is the practice of ending a personal relationship with someone by suddenly not saying anything and without explanation, withdrawing all communication. Now, have you ever, I know I have, did this intentionally. Have you ever ghosted somebody intentionally?
Fucking right.
I knew you was going to say that.
Hell yes. And I would do it again and again and again. Yes.
Oh my God. I know I ghosted somebody intentionally. And somebody actually ghosted me intentionally. And it was so fucking funny. And I'm the one with egg on my face in this situation, okay? But once I did it, and I know I did it, and yeah, so what happened was I was on a date. I was going on these casual dates with guys. Went out to a dinner date with this guy. And, you know, we had been talking to each other for like a couple weeks or whatever. And we was like, okay, you know, we feel like it's time that we, you know, meet, go on a date. See if we really like each other, right? So I'm gonna tell y'all. So to do every picture that like he sent, we was trading selfies and all that. So every picture he sent, he had a hat on. And I didn't.
Please don't tell me what you about to tell me. Go ahead.
I didn't, you know. So then we see each other on a date. And of course I'm late because I don't be intentionally trying to be late. It just happened like this sometimes. So I was late. And the boy had on he had on like these dad shoes, these dad New Balances.
Oh, well, wait, I like New Balances.
Not all the New Balances.
So these were some terrible New. That's what you're trying to tell me.
These were the dad I cut grass New Balances.
Girl.
And he had some Wrangler jeans on, y'all, and then he didn't have no hat on. I didn't realize his head was really big, so he hat fished me, number one. And number two, we had dinner, and then fast forward after dinner, nigga, I was like, oh, I'm gonna put some gas in my car. Oh, my car will be fine. Ran out of fucking gas, being evil, because I was texting some other dude that I was gonna have another date with after the other date. And
come on, player.
Girl was playing the field, okay? So I was communicating with the other guy during dinner, and this how karma be fucking people up too. I was talking to the other dude for the nightcap while I was on a date with the other dude, and then how he ghosted me. The guy I went on a date with that hatfished me. How he ghosted me was, I got not far away from the restaurant, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna make it to the gas station around the corner, which is like a couple blocks up. Bitch, I ran out of gas before I could get to the gas station. And I had to walk up the hill to the gas station in 6-inch heels and get gas with my gas can.
Why you ain't call that man?
I'm finna get to the ghosting part. I called him and he didn't answer. He went home to his apartment and I never heard from the boy again. It wasn't no explanation or nothing. So he ghosted me. And yeah.
Why you think he ghosted you?
Because I told him I was Catholic. Probably.
Because you Catholic, so this...
He was Kojic.
He was what? Wait,
Kojic.
what the fuck is that?
Church of God in Christ. And they're really...
That sound like a cult.
They're really... listen, they got a whole little subsection. They're worse than Baptist church people.
Church of... I feel like we got a Church of God in Christ in New Orleans.
I think we do, yeah. But yeah, like, he was...
The city church. That church is out in the east. That little cult police.
Shut your ass up.
I'm just
so I think he ghosted me because we were having a conversation, getting to know each other during the day. And he was like, you look like your pictures, like you so beautiful, blah blah. And then he was like, well, what are you looking for long term? And I was like, oh, I called off a wedding a few months ago. I'm not looking to be really serious, just kind of casual right now until I figure it out, how I feel, blah blah. And then he was like, so do you go to church? And it went downhill from there. I said, yeah, I go to mass when I'm supposed to. I go Ash Wednesday and I go to confession once a year when I'm supposed to do. And he was like, oh, so you Catholic? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, oh, I'm Kojic. I was like, oh.
I'm sorry. I wish somebody would tell me they Kojic. But like, bitch, where you get that from? Sex?
Shut up.
I like a good Koji. I like a little good Coochie too, bitch. What you mean? Now, what floor is that on? That's the first, third? Let me know. Koji.
I think that's why he ghosted me, because I said I was Catholic and I was late. And I wouldn't let him. He walked me to my car, which was nice and gentlemanlike, but he didn't open the door, and I was like, oh, red flag on that. But I didn't really say that. I think it's because I said I was Catholic and that I actually go to mass and confession and all that. And he was just like, oh, this ain't gonna work. Maybe in his head, he was like, oh, this not gonna work. And he ghosted me. I don't know if he intentionally did it, probably. And then when I ran out of gas, I called him.
Said, fuck you.
Yeah, I called him like twice. He said, because this way it fucked me up. And he was like, well, text me and let me know you made it home okay. Because, things do be happening to young women alone. I was like, all right, cool. Which I was cool with, which,
as you should, as a person should. Yeah.
Right. For safety reasons, because shit be happening. I get it. And I called him. He was like, if you need anything, we'll talk and go on more dates, blah, blah. So then I get stuck down around the corner from the restaurant, literally. And I called him and I was like, hey, I ran out of gas. And then he didn't call. He didn't pick up the phone.
So you had left him a voicemail?
Yeah, I left him a voicemail the first time. And then the second time I called and then I sent him a text. I was like, hey, I got a situation. I ran out of gas. Can you come meet me? I'm gonna send you my location so then you can meet me, and then I got a gas can. All I need you to do is just get me there to the station. I got the money.
Right.
Girl.
Nigga ain't never called you back. He said, not that Catholic bitch.
He went straight to, I guess he went home or to some other cat or something.
He
And
said, I don't do cat. I don't do that. I don't do cat.
I don't do Catholic cat.
I don't do Catholic cat. Catholic cat. Girl.
Help. Like
Oh,
the little frog on that meme. He answered the phone and he fall once he picked help. But yeah, I probably deserved that ghost, and I probably did. I mean, I did end up, but see, it was better because the nightcap came through, and that was worth it.
Well, why did you call the nightcap before you went to him?
The nightcap wasn't there yet because he didn't live in town.
Oh, he was on his way to the
Yeah.
town. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was on his way to me.
Okay.
Yeah, so the nightcap, and I almost fucked up the nightcap, y'all, because my phone died while I'm trying to get gas in the gas can. I almost missed the nightcap, y'all. Luckily, literally by 2 minutes, the nightcap got lost. If it wasn't for him getting lost trying to come to my apartment, I would have missed out on the nightcap, but it was worth it, y'all.
That man would have waited. he drove that long. He would have waited.
He drove, I want to say it was like maybe 30 minutes or something like that.
Oh, that wasn't it. He wouldn't have waited.
No, girl.
He wouldn't have waited 30 minutes.
I asked him. It was so funny.
Drive.
It was so funny because I asked him once he got to my house and we was talking. And I was like, he was like, man, you live like my apartment was like on a back road. And keep in mind, I was living in Mississippi at the time. So it's buku back road. So, and y'all understand the reputation Mississippi get with black people. So he was like, with him being a Memphis nigga, he was like, I don't know what's going on here. I thought you was a catfish. I was starting to get worried. But see, I ghosted him, the nightcap. And that was intentional because it was some wild shit he was doing. I was just like, I don't like that. So I ghosted him.
I mean, look, first of all, I am a ghosting advocate. I believe in ghosting. I believe like there are situations where you need to ghost and it's okay. You don't have to explain.
Oh my God.
Like just do it. I do it. I do it. I've been ghosted before and I ghost like, yes, why? No. But I will say like in the midst of me ghosting, there will be majority of the time I've already expressed, I've said something to let you know that this ain't working and you probably not gonna hear from me again.
Right.
Like I always make that kind of, known.
Like this ain't it.
Right. Like I'm not even gonna say that this ain't it, but I'm gonna let you know, like, man, you checking off some red flags right now. Like, why you doing that? I don't like that. That's not what's going on. And I've even had situations where I would tell somebody like, yo, this ain't gonna work. I don't think we need to do this. And they still be calling, texting, and I just don't respond. I don't interact. They might feel like I'm ghosting them.
Right.
But in my mind, bitch, I told you what was up and you didn't want to believe me. So I had to show you. I ain't from the show me state, but I'm still gonna show you. You heard me? So that's how I feel like. I ghost on people. I love it. Do it. You do it for yourself. Do it.
Well, I know you're not gonna answer my next question. Then what can we do to avoid ghosting?
You can't avoid ghosting. You can't. That is a human thing. That's a human interaction. That is an innate thing to do. Like, fuck it. You can't help it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen whenever it happens. Like, you can do things to try to prepare yourself for ghosting. Like, you can try to be communicative as much as possible, but it will not stop somebody from ghosting you. And even you communicating with other people will not stop you from ghosting them because they might do something that requires you to ghost them. So,
and like they may, and it might be vice versa. Like you may did them something, and
they feel like they need to do it.
Yeah, and you may not. What you did, you don't think it was appropriate for them to start fucking with you, but they may see it was a reason why
appropriate. Because you probably did something to trigger them, or you did something that they really didn't like and they wasn't fucking with it, and they chose to exit stage left.
Or
Peace.
and that can happen even in like friendships or whatever, like friendships, relationships, family relationships, all of it. Because I mean, you know, especially like in families, like you can have one family member have like, you know, unresolved issues with pieces of the family, and they don't fuck with pieces of the family. They may not see them for years.
Again,
I got an aunt like that.
again, that is okay.
It
It is
is.
okay.
I mean you have to deal with it as best you can. Like especially when it comes to like unresolved trauma or like things that happen and it's just things that add up and add up. You just be like, fuck this. And I'm not gonna say nothing else.
So I'm just gonna speak for myself in this moment. I mean, you know, I'm gonna give y'all a little T to TDB. So my childhood, like I said, I'm not gonna say I'm an avid ghoster currently. I used to be, but I do advocate for ghosting. So as a child, I've always been, it might be surprising, but I was always very quiet.
You?
Yes, I was very quiet. Very quiet. If I didn't know you like that, I was not fucking with you like that. Like, and even to this day, like I'm not the one that approach people to make friends. Like they usually approach me because that should be making, again, I have social anxiety. I don't like it. I prefer not to do it. But people do approach me. I don't approach them. So like even when I was small, the only person I really talked to or was active around was my mama. That was the only person, or like my cousins.
Right.
That was the only people that I was like really active, talking, and like being who I am. Other people that I knew, like babysitters, I knew of them, adults that I had to be around, I shut the fuck up. Not because I was scared. It was because, bitch, I probably didn't really like you like that.
Your energy probably felt it as a child that they were like on some fuck shit.
Yeah, or I was just, as a child, I was single. I was a only child for the longest.
Right.
So I learned how to entertain myself, and I didn't really want or need anybody else's energy fucking up what I had going on.
Right.
So if I were babysat or if I was going somewhere, I found a way to entertain myself, and I would sit in my little corner, mind my business, and people would ask my mama all the time, like, well, is she okay? Like, what's wrong with her? She'd be like, nah, she good. She happy. Like,
she just don't like people.
Right. She good. She's entertained right now. Leave her be. Because once she starts talking and shit, it's going to be a whole nother thing. So let her do what she do. And so from there, I kind of like that type of energy of sticking to myself, or like when something just didn't seem right or feel right for me and I go off to my own little zone, my own little area and be happy and entertained, I carry that on. So anytime I felt like somebody was fucking up with my space, anytime somebody's energy was off, bitch, peace. Like I'm going to my own corner. I'm going to my own little corner in my own little chair, and I'm having fun by myself, bitch. I don't need you. I don't do it. I'm not gonna do it. I just never understood taking on somebody's energy that wasn't mine. I never understood it. I never could grasp it, and I've held on to that for a long time. Yeah. There have been moments where I was like, maybe I should take on this and do this, and maybe I should like really just engulf all this energy, but I had to revert back to my childhood real quick and be like, nah, bitch, you don't have to do that. So I didn't. And with that comes to terms with why people would ghost. Number one, it's energy. Like you fucking with somebody's energy.
Pretty much, yeah.
If y'all are not aligned when it comes to certain things, you may have triggered this person. You may have shown some type of red flags, or they've shown red flags. It's something that's off-putting about that person that warrants your ghosting. And even with that, you could even have a conversation with them and talk to them about this, and they just don't understand. That's still very much reason to ghost their ass. Get the fuck. Or they don't understand, they don't comprehend, that's fine. Get the fuck. Bye. Peace. You feel me? Like, get the fuck. But also there are people that ghost because they don't understand what they're feeling. they don't know how to communicate, and so they avoid conflict. Those people, I'm not even gonna put y'all out there like that, because I've had situations where I didn't want to confront the conflict that was going on. I didn't want to confront that conflict.
Right.
So I ghosted. But there are some people who really and truly just, they can't deal with conflict at all. They can't deal with their own feelings, their own thoughts. They can't deal with communicating said feelings or thoughts. So they ghost. They ghost.
That I just had a situation pop in my head. We're not gonna talk about that situation because you probably know what that situation was.
Yeah, of course. But like, there's levels to the ghosting shit. Some of them, there are like really great intentions behind it. Some of them, there are necessary intentions behind it, and then others, they're like, it's really bad and you need to go talk to somebody and figure out how to be a better person, or how not even be a better person, but how to deal with your feelings, your emotions, how to deal with others. Like, you need to go talk to somebody.
Right.
Now, I didn't tell my stories. I have a couple of stories, y'all. Like I said, I ghost, bitch. I will, and I do.
Nigga, you are a Casper, okay?
I'm gonna say that I don't fully accept this, but I have received information from people, and I kind of get it now that I'm toxic.
Oh.
And you know what? I might be. Bitch, I might be. I just might be.
Oh my God, to be bold enough to tell.
I might be.
Bitch,
there are situations where I can think of a couple of situations where I was very much toxic and I didn't have to be, but I was, and I chose to be in that moment. I didn't know it was toxicity though. I just thought it was me doing what I do. But
you know,
but yeah, like I've had situations where I've ghosted potential friends, I've ghosted niggas, I've ghosted family, like all the time. Like there's one situation with this girl. She was a sweetheart, y'all. She was such a sweetheart. I met her through my cousin. I thought she was really dope.
Right.
You know, we went out one time and we had a really great time, right? Sometimes I speak before I really want to or need to speak, and I kind of said that I would go out with this girl more often. I just didn't realize her more often was way more than my more often.
Oh God.
So again, she's really sweet. She was really sweet, and I could see myself hanging with her again, but like she kind of invited me to a couple of different things, but I wasn't in the mental capacity to really take on those things,
right?
Or like really go out and be friendly bobbing and being around other people, because y'all know I take on people's energy. I take it on, and I don't really like doing it. I don't like having to do that if I don't have to do that.
Right.
So she invited me out to a couple of places. The first time she kind of invited me out, I was busy already. I couldn't do it. Then she invited me out again, and well, I would say the first two times she invited me out, I was busy. The third time she invited me out, I wasn't busy. I agreed to go. And this is why I ain't shit, okay? The third time I agreed to go, it comes down to us going, right? Now, I ain't heard from the girl all day. So in my mind, if you don't check in, if you invite me somewhere and you don't check in and be like, yo, we are meeting,
I ain't going.
At certain time, 9 times out of 10, I ain't going. I'm just not gonna go. But she wound up hitting me up closer to the time. It was like probably an hour before the actual event started. And I just looked at that message and kept it pushing.
Oh my God.
And I was like, nope, I'm just not gonna respond because I just don't want to go. And I don't want to respond.
Like, you ever heard from the girl again? Oh.
And I felt bad. I ain't gonna lie, I did feel bad. I was like, man, maybe I should hit her up and be like, I'm sorry, XYZ. But then that's where that little devil came in my shoulder and said, girl, fuck that. You ain't gotta say shit. So I didn't say nothing.
Oh my God.
I didn't say anything. And I'm sorry to you, sis. I'm really sorry. It wasn't you. It was literally me. It was not you.
Oh my God.
And I feel like you're a great person. And I hope you did find some friends out here that really love going out with you. I'm just not her. It's just not me.
Well,
I'm sorry.
I feel like this is low key like confession.
Low
at
key,
church.
I mean, it is. Low
Like,
key.
damn, you didn't even talk to the girl again?
I didn't. I haven't seen her again.
Damn.
And like she's friends with my cousin.
Uh-huh.
And I don't see him that often, but I know he'll probably have an event or something where she might be there. And I will tell her, like, yo, sis, I fucked up. It was me, sis. You probably don't like me, and that's okay. I'm okay with that if you do not like me, but that was me.
Oh my
That was
God.
me. And again, like I said, that I'm sorry, girl. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
But then I've had instances where I was ghosted too. Most recently during my my dating escapade. I was definitely ghosted.
The Philadelphia.
Should I go into the story?
The Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Go ahead, because even though I know it, but you know.
So it was a dating experience. Y'all know I had met this guy. I had went out on a trip, met this guy out on a trip that was from that space. Well, you already said Philadelphia, but it was Philly.
Yeah.
Met this guy. He was mad. He was interested. He was at my neck. Okay, at my jugular. Okay, the whole fucking trip. But he was also very respectful of my space and my time, and I was like, okay, I'll see what's popping. Let's see what's popping. Me and him for the first 30 days, bitch. Again, he was at my neck. He was very like. He made it very known how he felt, where his headspace was at, and what he wanted. And I'm like, okay, let's explore. Let's see how this goes. Then all of a sudden, it's probably like, it's about 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks in. He's already making plans to come visit me, right?
Yeah.
So after he's talked about making these plans, we had set a date, a time frame when he was gonna come, everything.
Yeah.
So now it's getting closer to 4 weeks, and he starts acting strange. Okay, mind you, we would talk every day. We would always check in with each other. It was just consistency. He was giving consistency. And then all of a sudden, the weekend, it was just this particular weekend, it pops up, he goes ghost. And I'm in this space of learning to give grace to others, right? So I was like, I'm gonna give him grace, but I'm going to let him know that I don't like what you did and I ain't fucking with it. So, like I said, he went ghost for that weekend. I talked to him that Monday. And I just let him know, like, yo, I want you to understand, like, you kind of fucked up. And he was like, man, I know, I'm sorry. I will never do that again. I didn't mean to. Like, I don't never want to put you in that space to where you feel like I'm trying to play on you and this, that. And I was like, look, if something was going on, that's cool. Let's have, and I am a solution-based type of person. Like, if there's a problem, let's figure out a solution ASAP. So in my mind, I'm like, I have presented a problem. Let's figure out a solution. Because I don't want you to feel like you have to walk on eggshells with me. Like, let's just respect each other's feelings and space and figure out a solution for both of us.
Right.
So I just kept saying, like, let's come up with a solution. Like, if you are extra busy, or there's something like you can't communicate and I reach out to you, you can just send me like an emoji, or you can just send me something to let me know, like, yo, I'm really busy. I'm gonna hit you back when I can. Like, I see you, I'm gonna hit you back when I can. Okay. He was like, okay, let's do that. But we never came to a fucking resolve on what this emoji, this password, keyword would be. Never came to resolve, right? And I brought it up a second time throughout the week, but again, he passes over it, and I'm just like, okay. all right, Brittany, give him grace. This is where grace is coming in. Just give him grace.
Right.
The next weekend comes, he does the shit again, right? And I come at his neck. At this point, I cuss his ass out, and I'm like, bitch, I didn't already told you what the fuck was up, and you're doing it again.
Right.
Again, he apologizes. I'm so sorry. I promise you this is the last time. We'll never have to have this conversation again, because I just really want to work this out with you. Like, I feel like you could possibly be the one, and this. I'm like,
oh my
okay,
God.
Let's just work on handling what's happening right now. We can figure out the future later. So this is the third time this nigga does it again. He goes ghost, right?
Now you done gave too much grace now at this point.
3 strikes you out. For me, I'm just like, okay, what the fuck? And so I hit him up and I'm like, man, what the fuck is going on?
Right.
And he was like, I'll have to call you back. I'm busy right now. I'm gonna have to call you back. It's a lot going on. I'm like, all right. Okay. I'm gonna step back. So I give him 48 hours, bitch. I gave him whole 24 plus some. It wasn't even a full 48, but I gave him 24 plus some. And I'm like, hey, what's going on? Are you good? Like, cause this is weird now. And this man tells me that he got into a fight with his baby mama and her family. And it's just a lot going on. And I'm like, okay, the fuck, the whole family, the baby mama and the whole family, like you by yourself. Can you like call me? Like, what's going on?
Not you getting into a fight with your baby mama and her family, nigga. What did you do?
Girl,
if you listen to the show, I want to know.
So, and he does know about this show, so maybe he listens. I don't know, but if you do, well, let me finish the story. So, I'm like, okay. I ain't got no baby daddy. I ain't never been in this type of situation. So I'm like, let me give this man grace to figure out what the fuck is going on. And then I give him another 24 hours, y'all. I give him a call and I'm like, hey, can you please give me a call back? Like, I need to know what's up. Like, because this is weird. This is weird energy. Can you give me a call to see what's going on? He don't call me back. I shoot him a text. I'm like, hey, give me a call when you get a chance. Don't hear nothing back. I ain't hear nothing back. Pushing forward, about 2 months have passed, right? I don't hear nothing from this man. Nothing. I've erased his number. I've erased the thread by this point, everything.
Right.
I randomly get a message that says, hey, I just want to let you know I miss you a lot. And I really I think about you all the time. And I look at the message. I forgot what the fucking area code is, but I Google the area code and the area code is Philadelphia. I only know one nigga that's in fucking Philadelphia. Obviously it's this nigga. So in Britney fashion, bitch, I sent the whole Samuel L. Jackson gif where he's like, the fuck? So I sent him that. Don't hear nothing back. Nothing back. He does not respond. Nothing. So, and this is where I start to have issues with irresponsible ghosters. Don't be irresponsible, y'all. If you gonna ghost, stand in your shit. There's etiquette around ghosting, okay?
Ghostin stated, don't come back.
Ghosting, there is etiquette around ghosting. And because I'm an avid ghoster, an advocate for ghosting, I'm gonna give you the rules. I'm gonna give you the etiquettes, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all what to do, how to do it, and how to be the best ghoster you can be. Okay?
Look at this.
You can let me know if I'm right or wrong when I say these points, okay? So, first of all, in ghosting, this is a very selfish act, okay? This is not for anybody. It's not a selfless thing. This is a selfish act. And it doesn't always need to be explained. When you ghost, you're doing this for self. You're doing for the preservation of self. Hopefully, if you're ghosting with good intentions, you're ghosting with the sense of I need to look out for me and not for them. Right? Okay. So the rules to this thing is know why you're choosing to ghost. You should not just be ghosting motherfuckers just for the fuck of it, just because it's a game for you, just because you think it's fun. You should really have actual reason to be ghosting these people. Are they giving you red flags? Are they draining you? You feel me? Are they taking from your cup? Like, are they just not a mesh with your life? Like, there should be real life reasons to ghost someone. And this is if you're ghosting with good intention. Okay? Are you saving them from you? Are you saving yourself from them? Like, what's the reason? You should know these reasons. Because if it comes back up, you should be able to communicate and express why the fuck you did what you did. That's if you choose to.
Right. Or if the person is even willing to hear what you got to say.
Exactly. And then even in that moment, I feel like you shouldn't be trying to go to somebody to explain unless you have a real good reason to. Unless you're trying to salvage that relationship and you want to rebuild. That's the only reason why you should be going to somebody that you ghosted, is if you want that relationship back, if you want that friendship back. That's the only reason why. Okay? Next. Don't be fucking weird.
I agree with that one. Don't be fucking weird, man.
If you ghost somebody, don't be like, if you ghost someone, do not come back months or time later and acting like nothing ever happened. Do not do that. Like, that's fucking weird. Don't do that.
Oh my God. I just had a vision in my head of a situation. Oh my God.
Don't do that. If you are ghosting someone, don't be mad at them because they mad at you. That's weird. You did it. You should be ready for these consequences. You need to be prepared for what will happen.
Don't ghost and then like a week later or something, or like you said, some time later, I don't care how much time it's been, it could be a fucking week, and be like, I have to say something, but I don't really know how to say it. I need some more time to think of. Like, don't do that. Just stay where you at. Just hold what you got.
Figure it out. Figure out what you need to figure out and then come approach. Like, let's keep the weird energy at bay. Okay? Like, if you're gonna ghost, be an actual ghost. Okay? Ghosts, they get the fuck. They disappear. You feel me? If you're gonna disappear, make sure you stay disappeared. Like, stay away. Unless, like I said, unless you intentionally want to rebuild that relationship again. And if you want to rebuild that relationship again, make sure you are coming back with an apology, a very specific apology, and ways to make that relationship better. And you also have to give that person that you ghosted grace and time to deal with the fact, or even try to process if they want you to be back in their lives.
Right.
And if they choose not to have you back in their lives, you got to accept that.
And you have to respect what they say.
Respect their boundaries.
Exactly.
But if you going to go somebody and try to come back, you better come back correct. Okay? Mm-hmm. Correct. You need to dot all your I's and cross all your T's. Okay? Don't come back half-stepping. Don't come back on that bullshit and think like you could just be like, surprise. Hey, girl, I'm back. And just still, it's going to be the same energy. It's not.
It was really
It's not. And then lastly, you, again, to piggyback off of that last point, be ready for the consequences. You got to accept, when you go somebody, you got to accept that this is what you're doing and there are consequences that will come with it. Somebody might want to beat your ass if they see you out in the street for ghosting. It's real. Very real. Somebody might want they might want your head. You never know. So you got to be ready for that. You got to be ready to take that on. You got to be ready to come back. You got to be ready to rebut or not. You know, stay in your lane. Sis, brother, man, stay in your lane. You got to be ready for whatever fucking happens. And like I said earlier, you cannot avoid being ghosted.
I mean, honestly, there's nothing you can really do, to be honest, because people find a way or find a reason. It could be a bullshit ass reason, like what I listed earlier, or it could be a deep-seated intentional reason.
Right.
And you have to go with it.
It's like, it's just, you can't avoid it. It's going to happen in all types of situations. You cannot avoid being ghosted. You just have to know how to navigate through the ghosting.
And the way you feel about it.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel like with ghosting, you cannot take it personally. Please don't take it personally. Please do not internalize someone ghosting you, because you will make yourself go crazy trying to figure out what it was that they were thinking about. That is a them thing and not a you thing.
Right.
Do not take that on for yourself. It's not your responsibility to figure out why they ghosted you.
And one thing I learned with being ghosted or ghosting people is like you can go through how you feel about it, but it doesn't mean that you're a horrible ass person. And and then people sometimes
some people are very much horrible
sometimes,
as people.
and some people, some it's intentional. Sometimes it's ill intent behind it. But if it was an accident, like that's the word I want to use. If it was an accident, like, and somebody ghosts you and don't say why they don't want to fuck with you, or vice versa, why you say you don't want to fuck with somebody, you can't take it, like we said, you can't take it personally. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It doesn't mean that there's something wrong with the other person. It's just time has expired, and for whatever reason, it wasn't communicated that this is how I feel, and this is what happens.
Right.
And you have to deal with it.
And with that, I feel like the only thing you really can do is learn from that moment and try to make yourself better. So if you ghosted someone, maybe you should try working on your communication skills and being able to process what it is that you're feeling and be able to tell that person or share that information. If you've been ghosted, you need to understand or look at the situation from a big picture. Maybe that's your lesson. God is trying to tell you, you don't need to be with that person. God is trying to save you from that person. That's why you were ghosted.
Or God trying to tell you you shouldn't still be friends with that person.
Right. Like take it as a blessing. If somebody ghosted you, take it as a blessing. Maybe them being in your life was not going to help at all. And it's okay.
And like I said, time probably just expired on that friendship or relationship. And it's just, you have to let it go sometimes. And then if it's meant for it to come back around, then it just is.
Exactly. And on that note, we're going to go to commercial.
Look at us doing commercials and shit.
Go ahead.
All right, guys. So Happy Raptor creates premium infused rums inspired by our culture, our community, and the things that bring us joy. Their signature line of 504 rum is handcrafted in New Orleans from 100% Louisiana molasses and no artificial ingredients. See, that's why I like that stuff, because it's natural. Visit Happy Raptor at 1512 Carondelet Street to do your own rum tasting. Not boo-boo. So now we're going to get into these hot topics. We got a few things we want to discuss.
Yes. Girl.
You go ahead with this one.
Baby, the divorce rate is just going up. It's just going up. And some of our favorite people are getting divorced. I'm not going to say favorite people, but there are a lot of celebrities that are announcing their divorces. There are a lot of people in general that are announcing their divorces.
Yeah. You hate to see it.
Yeah, you hate to see it, because some of these people, they portray to be, or they look to be happy couples, happy lasting couples. But when I tell you, you can't believe everything you see on the socials or the medias. Okay, you can't. First we got fucking Tia and Corey. Goddamn, I just knew they was gonna be together forever.
But you know what though? I can't even say that, because I follow Tia on Instagram because I like her content and I like sharing it. And she's quirky like me, so I relate to her. I always have. That was always my favorite twin on Sister. But no, just the stuff, like the backstory with how they got started, and like how she would always bring it up that like he was homeless and she's all poppy and fresh and energetic, and Corey's like, man, leave me the fuck alone. Like, I really feel like just on his mannerisms alone, if Tia could just carry their family in the Hollywood spotlight and he just be ducked off and just go do his movies and shows and all that. He would be all right.
But that's the reason why I thought they would be together, because of
They
their
even
lore
each
story.
other out.
Because of how they started. She, like, everybody from the beginning was like, she don't need to deal with that man because he's not on her level.
Right.
But she saw his potential. She saw his worth from the beginning, and she wanted to love him to where he could be. Right. And she did. She helped him get to where he wanted to be. She supported him. She showed the love that women are, how society are look for women to show love to men so that they can be the best man that they can be.
That whole stay with me while I'm down type deal.
Right. Like, she held him down. And again, I am all for holding your man down, but he needs to be giving something in return. And I feel like Corey was giving her something in return.
Right. Probably giving her balance.
Right. And I feel like he was filling her cup the same way that she was filling his cup. Right. But the only thing was, the way that she was filling his cup was allowing him to rise up to the potential or the person he's always seen himself to be, which is an actor, which is having the money, having those resources, having that access. So I just thought that they would work through it. Like, fuck, if you could start from the bottom, bitch, I thought y'all could stay here all the time. Obviously not. And they say Tia is the one that filed for divorce.
Yeah.
I wonder why, though. I wonder why. Because, again, like you said, he is very much in the background. He stays... Like, if he wants to do his work and keep his head down and do his work.
Like, if y'all ever would have followed Tia on social media, like on Instagram, she does like all these reels and stuff with her, like her kids and Corey. And like most of the time it's her kids be annoyed as fuck with her, and Corey be annoyed with her putting them
the whole family.
Yeah, and she just be reeling down, okay? And like Corey used to look so annoyed in all the reels because he was like, why the fuck do I gotta do this shit? I'm working, that's my focus, And he just, would be in the background and Tia just be doing weird shit.
Do you think Tia divorced that man because he ain't want to do no more TikToks?
Girl, because she is big on TikTok over there, apparently.
That might be what it is. That man probably said, look, don't put me in any more of these goddamn TikToks. Leave my kids out of it. And she was like, oh yeah, fuck you. I think that's what it is. He didn't want to do no TikToks.
Oh my God.
And she got the fuck. Damn. I hope it wasn't that, Tia. Like, if that was that, you down bad for that, sis.
That one kind of just came out of nowhere. Now another one that I ain't gonna say it came out of nowhere because I've been seeing that one coming. Tom and Giselle, the lady wants you to sit your ass down.
He still want to play football.
Yeah, you 45. Go sit down somewhere. Your children and your wife want you at home. Go be a family man and leave these young niggas alone. Just go sit down. Quit throwing. You won't get in trouble for throwing tablets no more every week. Go sit down. Go home. Shit. It's like the old man in the neighborhood that always be outside all the time. You better go in the house. That's him.
Mind your business. Yeah, she probably is just over it. Like, she doesn't want to have to stress about that.
And then with him being older too, his body is not what it was 20 years ago.
Yeah, she don't want to have to stress about his health. If he don't want to take care of himself, then fine.
Bitch, you can take care of yourself, and I'm not gonna do it. That's right. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna subject my children to you missing their damn games because you gotta prepare for a game, or people talking about you because you're doing something obnoxious and being ridiculous.
Or you just risking yourself getting hurt.
Like, that too.
You have more of a chance of being hurt with
permanently. Right,
with going back out in the field. Like, bitch, you have reached your time. Know your place, sir.
Giselle tired of that shit.
I ain't mad at you, Giselle, girl.
I get it.
She want her piece. Fuck that.
I get it. You do this
now. The last one is, for me, I'm really shocked at this happening.
They seem kind of happy.
Yeah, I'm just like, but it's Cynthia Bailey and Mike Hill. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Cynthia Bailey was one of the housewives. She is no longer on there anymore, but she was one of the top housewives. And she used to mess with Leon. Y'all know Leon from Waiting to Exhale.
David Ruffin from The Temptations.
David Ruffins. Okay, y'all know fine ass Leon. But yeah, she used to mess with him. I don't know if they were married. I think they were just together. No, they had a child together. Yeah. But then she was messing with Peter. She was messing with Peter Thomas. I feel like she had somebody else.
It was somebody between Peter and Mike, I think. Or we could be wrong.
Yeah, I don't know. But then she wound up getting with Mike Hill, who is a known cheater.
Oh, bitch.
They said it. He's a known cheater. But you know, I think Cynthia thought that she was the one that was gonna change his ways. I'm not saying that Mike cheated. I'm just saying what I'm saying. But they have
I'm just saying what I'm saying. I'm gonna have to use that from now. I'm just saying what I'm saying.
Now they haven't revealed why they're getting divorced, but I think it might have something to do with
cheating,
him being very flirtatious. Because even during the seasons when he was on there, he has a lot of female friends. I feel like he has more female friends than male friends. And every time that I've seen him, he was always out with a whole bunch of females and never really Cynthia. So the math ain't mathing. I'm just saying, like, girl, I think she caught his ass cheating, maybe. And I think she caught him cheating multiple times. If it was cheating, it was probably multiple times, because Cynthia is the type of person where she gives grace. She gives a lot of grace.
Oh God,
she gives a lot of grace.
Oh yeah.
So I think she at least caught him fucking around 3 times, at least 3 times.
Because I remember when I was deep into watching the Housewives, like all of them, I was watching all of it. Atlanta specifically was my show. And I remember, even though they kept coming up, like with Nene and Sheree and stuff, they kept coming up with shit about Peter. Peter ain't had no money, and Peter was buying this place, and this is where in the neighborhood it was in, and Peter been married before Peter was still married. They kept coming with receipts of stuff that Peter was doing, and she was like, I'm gonna talk to him about it. But she was always the person on there trying to keep the peace, the peacemaker, really. But it's like, girl, just accept it. Like, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Yeah.
Like, you know, just leave it where it's at. Like, this is the situation. But she always was like that, though.
Yeah. So that's what I think. That's what I think happened, y'all. I don't know for sure now. This is just my own speculation.
Don't he still work for ESPN?
I have no clue what that man does for a living. I know he wrote a book.
He did?
I do. Yep. He wrote a book about his cheating ways.
Oh shit. Well, apparently it ain't over. If that's what it was. Because how you gonna write a book? You know, I guess.
Anyway, next on the docket. Okay.
Nikki, we just got through with you a few weeks ago. Like, what are you doing? So it's like every week you doing something. You won't keep your damn mouth closed. You 40 years old. Why you out here fussing with people on the internet? Fussing with these children.
I really feel like Nikki is giving mental breakdown. She is giving a midlife crisis.
Giving mean lady in the neighborhood that keeps your balls.
She is giving Miss Trunchable. Okay. Like, why?
Not Miss Trunchable.
That's what she's giving. And I don't understand why. And the thing about it is, her fans, they be going hard in the paint.
They are obnoxious.
They are delusional as hell. They love to always be like, well, no, she got a point. She was the one that did this and did it. She has a reason to do it. And I'm like, so you're telling me this girl got a reason to be mean all the time? She has a reason to fucking clap at people all the time? It's not even a clap back. She's clapping at.
Like, sometimes it be unsolicited.
She starts shit with people and then get mad when they come back. And the other thing that I don't like is that these people come to her privately. Like, she do shit publicly and they come to her privately and be like, yo, I'm not trying to have no beef with you. Like, what's going on? And she got the nerve to bring it out publicly. Like, I don't like that. Onika, I really don't like this journey, this path that you're on right now. Like, I really want you to get it together. Like, find some peace and happiness somewhere, because the way that you are going about this is all wrong. Like, I get that she was upset about her song being categorized as pop and being taken out of the rap category for the Grammys.
Uh-huh.
So basically, well, that was what happened. Basically, her song was taken out of the best rap category and put into pop. And we all know Onika does not have a Grammy yet. All the girls are getting Grammys except for Onika. And I do feel like that is a fucked up situation, because she should have had a Grammy. Let's just be real. But instead of her directing this energy to the Grammys themselves, she decides to direct the energy to Lotto, whose song is also, it should be and could be pop.
Which song?
Big Energy, the one she has with Mariah.
Oh yeah, that could be considered pop.
That is definitely I feel like it could be pop. It could
be. Right.
But again, you're directing this energy to Big Lotto, and you need to be directing it to the Grammys.
To the committee, not to this young lady. This lady just doing her work. She ain't
got nothing to do with that. She is not the one that's telling them to put her song in this category. And a lot of her fans feel like the Grammys are kind of ostracizing her. So I don't know who the fuck she done made mad at the Grammys, but I can believe she did, because again, she's a fucking big ass bully and she's a bitch. And it's not even on no I'm being a boss type of bitch. It's just you're a mean ass person. You come in the room with a stank ass attitude. You're not welcoming to anyone. So I can see why you probably rubbed somebody the wrong way.
Like the epitome of mean girl. Like she really turned into that. And it's like, why? Like, what is going on in your life that is making you like pick on people weekly? And you're not in the news for no music, which is what you're supposed to be doing. You in the news every fucking week because you picking with people on the fucking internet. Go feed your baby. Exactly. Go feed your baby.
Exactly. Like,
girl.
That I really want better for her, and I really want better for her fans too. I want y'all to be realistic. I want y'all to hold this woman accountable. Like, yes, what you're saying is true, and she is being a fucking mean girl.
Because two things can be true at the same time.
Yes, like, come on now. Let's stop it. Let's put an end to all of this, because I'm tired of talking about her. Let this be the last time we talk about her.
And the way her fans like dismiss like Lil' Kim, like, and the ladies that were before Nicki Minaj and, you know, Megan and all of them, like, and she allows them to do it though.
It's
by
really funny
Kim
to me
and Fox and all the rest of them.
It's really funny to me because her fans are always like, give Nicki the respect she's paved the way for these new artists. But this is the same person that didn't want to give Lil' Kim her respect. This is the same person that didn't want to give all these other women that came before her their respect. Girl, come on now. Stop it.
Like, she reaching really far.
Stop it. I'm gonna let you go to this next one because this was your hot topic. This is
the Dirty Shoe Brigade. I know y'all be seeing it. The Dirty Shoe. I call it the Dirty Shoe Brigade. So the Dirty Shoe Brigade, and I know I've seen on Twitter like months ago, there was a discussion about why are sneakers so expensive. As a former sneakerhead, I have this question my damn self. So like when I was in high school, I remember like, you know, the ones or the high tops, the low top, like Air Force and sneakers used to be reasonably priced. Yep. $60, $80. If you're going for some Jordans, they wasn't over $100 and some odd dollars at the time, like closer to 2004, 2005. Now, sneakers are out of control because I feel like this is a factor. Girls who wear these cute little dresses with dirty tennis shoes. Y'all was not wearing Air Force Ones with your regular ass little picnic dress before. I don't even know what year it was. I just noticed this trend and it bothers me. We were out to dinner one day and we seen some girls, and I just kept looking at it, and I'm just like, why do you have on these high top Air Force Ones and they just dirty? That is not a shoe you get dirty. And you just wear with no dress, no t-shirt dress or nothing. Like no spaghetti strap dress. Quit doing it.
I'm weak at the fact that you are blaming these dirty ass children for the prices of tennis shoes going up.
Them and kids that can afford, kids or people or young people that can afford. I sound like an old mama now, blaming the children. But people that can afford like to buy bulk like bots, them and these children with these dirty ass sneakers. That's why that's why people can't get what they want to get for no decent price, especially in this fucking economy. Cause y'all want to wear dirty shoes. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I would fight somebody if my shoes got a crease and got dirty. Y'all will walk in the mud and wear them to Mardi Gras in the mud and do not give a fuck. I don't understand it.
Child, that's not even my battle. I'm not even about to get that's not even
I said my piece. I feel better now. I said my piece. Like
I have my battle because what I will say is I know for me, I do have some shoes that are dirty, but I don't really wear them as often. I just wish I found somebody to like clean them at a reasonable price, y'all. I would like to find somebody that could clean my shoes at a reasonable price. But I do understand what you're saying. There are people that intentionally wear dirty ass shoes with their clean ass outfit. And I don't get it. I mean, maybe that's their aesthetic. You know, there are like these luxury brand shoes that are dirty now. Like you spend hundreds of dollars on these dirty ass shoes. So I'm guessing that's like the new aesthetic that's happening, that's going on.
To be dirty?
I guess. I don't know. I am not that girl, but I guess there are girls that love it, and there are people that are paying for it. Because I just recently saw somebody that bought these dirty shoes, and I ain't gonna lie, they were kind of cute. But I don't want to pay for dirty shoes. Let me pay the expensive price and wear them out until they get dirty. Like I don't want to have to pay for the dirt. Like I don't have to pay for the dirt that I can put on there for free. That's what I don't want to have to do.
I almost spit out this drink. But you said it. You said it.
I mean,
you said it right there. Yeah.
That's just that. You feel me? Like
and that's that on that. So we gonna move on to the last.
So
our
last
case.
one. Our last one. Hold up, I gotta sneeze, so you know it's going.
Oh, bless you, sneezing on the truth.
Hallelujah.
Sneezing on the truth.
So Kanye West. God damn, I'm about to.
Sneeze again
girl.
on the truth. Sneeze again.
Kanye West. God damn it, God.
That's another one about separating the art from the artist. It is just
so for the longest time, I felt empathy, compassion, as a Black woman looking at a Black man going through his own trauma. Like I felt for him. I would feel for him. But now,
baby, you don't went too far.
I feel like he's overstayed his welcome in trauma land, and I really just want him to figure out what he's trying to say or figure out his message before actually putting the message out there. Because at this point, it seems as though he makes points in the things that he's saying, but the way that he's saying it and how he is delivering these messages are totally wrong. Like he's just feeding a fire instead of him actually processing his thoughts and what he's feeling and what he's thinking. Right. Instead of him processing all of this information, he just takes it in and regurgitates it back out and he just throws it right out there. Like he literally, it's a white canvas. He has all this paint and he's just throwing this shit out there and trying to figure out what sticks, how this shit gonna come up. And it is. Do you think it's a media trick maybe? No, I just think it's him. He's a hazard to the world. He's a walking hazard right now. And I don't like it. And then he had this girl, Candace Owens, bitch. I don't even really know the little hoe, but I just this girl who went to school, went to a prestigious school, got a piece of paper, and now the whole thing that she's just the smartest woman on earth, and she can just the bitch thinks she Obama, she Michelle Obama. Bitch, you're not. You are very low class. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about, and you're just feeding into this white narrative. I don't like it, and she basically is helping Kanye just be.
And then some people are taking what he and Candace Owens are saying and using it as like arguing, like valid arguing points with people. Like how psychotic do you sound?
Very. And this whole thing that they did at Fashion Week with them wearing White Lives Matter.
I didn't even get to that. That wasn't even that child. Listen.
They do not know how damaging that is. One, in the Black community, for you to be a prominent face, a prominent figure within the Black community, and you have the nerve to sit up there and walk into a very white dominated industry and wear White Lives Matter. Are you serious? So you're basically negating all of these humans that have been killed based on the premises of their skin. You are negating all of the civil rights, racial rights that have been fought for, that your ancestors have fought for. You're negating all of that, basically. That's what
your mama had to go sit in at lunch counters and stuff with her paw. It's in your own personal family, and you still have found a way to negate all of it.
He is damaging to the community. He is damaging to the environment. And like, there are people that I follow that are like, well, Kanye makes points. He's making points. He does make points. Like I said, yes, some of the things that he says, if you pay attention if you can sit there and pay attention long enough to what he's saying, you can pull out some of the gems. But
because he do got some gems, yeah.
Sometimes he has gems, but there's a whole bunch of trash that you have to shift through for you to actually get what he's saying. And again, that to me, it just shows that he has not actually sat with his thoughts to properly form them, to properly package them in a way that there isn't 90% trash and 10% gems. Because that's what I feel like he's giving. Nothing but trash and a little bit of gems if you can find them.
And then my other issue with him, because I really forgot about the White Lives Matter, because I was just like, oh, he doing that shit for attention. The other thing that I also feel he's doing for attention, because I know he probably got another project coming out, because some people stir the pot because they got something else coming.
He wants somebody to buy his shit. But
he was on Nori's podcast, Drink Champs.
I really like that podcast.
I do too. I enjoy watching Drink Champs, even though they have some problematic things they be talking about. I get it. Yeah. But yeah, Kanye was on Drink Champs, and they were just sitting there just letting him talk and eating it up. So he made a comment about George Floyd, saying that it really wasn't the police that killed him. The police officer's knee wasn't on his neck. And that what really killed George Floyd was fentanyl, and it was revealed in Candace Owens' documentary. First of all, bitch, what documentary you done made, and who have you talked to that gave you that information? Because they've released information from his autopsy 2 years ago saying, what actually killed him. So where are you getting this stuff from? And it's like, why is Kanye hanging on your every word? Are you sliding the cat across his face and cheating on your husband?
I am truly sick and tired of Kanye at this point.
Like, it's not even a joke about his mental health anymore. At this point, it's like critical.
I feel like, and even if he is coming out with something, he has used up all his passes. He has used all of his black card passes. Like, we've already given him grace for his mother's passing. We've given him grace for his mental state. We've given him grace for going to Kim. Bitch, we've given him grace so many times, and tried to make it seem like, or try to cradle it under his genius. I won't his artistry, I will not take that away from him. His artistry, yes. The little bitch got something when it comes to his art.
He does.
But he is no genius by any means. Like the way that he approaches the world is very careless and reckless. And I feel like as an artist, you have to take on the responsibility of the message that you give out. And he does not do that. He literally, like I said, is throwing shit. He is picking up this shit to find out what's the most controversial thing to say and then throwing it back out there and trying to see if he can get buzz from it. That is so reckless. And I can't stand behind nobody like that. Like, I just can't, because that means you don't give a fuck about yourself. You don't give a fuck about your people. You don't give a fuck about your community. And I see why Kim and Kim and her mama are keeping the babies from you. Because, bitch, look how you acting. You are not a great representation of a black man to your black kids. You are not. I wouldn't want you around my kids either. Bitch, what the fuck? Donda what? What Donda school? No, we'll go to her grave. We will represent her and respect her that way. I'm not doing that because I don't even know what the fuck you teaching them kids. I don't trust.
Nope. Apparently the school is not accredited.
I believe it. I believe that it's not.
And as a person who works in education, has been in education, accreditation kind of is very important.
Very much important.
Because why go through all these years of school? And apparently I was reading the website because I wanted to see, I saw the video of him allowing the kids to sing a song about his mama. Mm-hmm. And I was like, I wanted, instead of passing judgment, I really wanted to like dig into why, what the school is about. Because, you know, any dipshit can start a school based on whatever they feel like they have something to teach the children.
Right.
So I went to the website. So yeah, apparently it's a private school. Tuition is $15,000 a year, I think I saw. And
you said 15,000?
That's what I think I read, yeah.
And like what are the grades? Like what grades?
I want to say the grades are like not K through 12. It's hold on, let me see. Let me go back. Because I saved it because I really wanted to like be correct when I talked about this. Because I really wanted to know. Because how you have how do you have a school with no accreditation? Like what state is letting you do this? First of all. Hold on, who we are, what we learned. Okay, so I'm on the website again. So they have 12 kids per class. So the school goes pre-K to 12.
And it's 12 kids per class?
Yes. And it's 10-to-1 teacher ratio, which in any states, I know here in Louisiana, I want to say, what's the ratio? I can't remember what it is off top, but so yeah, the school is 10-to-1. Tuition is $15,000. They do have a curriculum, but it's not accredited by the state of California. Which, when your child graduates from high school, they still gotta go take their GED. Low key, or I don't know which school would honestly in this country or abroad would even accept that, because it's a so-called academy, a private school. That's the problem you run into with that on the education tip. But like, what are you teaching these children? I figure it's an art academy maybe to like, you know, help the kids. Like the curriculum is maybe more art centered. But I get the point. You started a school. That's what you wanted to do. You've been wanting to start that. But it's like my whole thing is what are you really teaching these children? Aside from these children whose parents pay you, what are you teaching your own children?
Again, I feel like he's doing something to just cause controversy at this point, because and I'm saying this as a member of this particular tribe. As a Gemini, we have fleeting thoughts. We do. And a lot of times we start shit without fully diving into and doing the research and trying to see how something can work as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We get ideas and we like, this can work.
Mm-hmm.
And instead of doing the research, we just start working on it. And then that's why a lot of shit isn't completed. That's why we start a lot of shit and don't really finish it. And I can say this because I have been that person.
Right.
And this just sounds like something that he just started and didn't do the research and just was like, I want this out here. I got the money. I can make it happen. And I got the name. So let's do it. Again, he is a plague in the Black community, and I vote him out.
Like this survival.
I vote him out.
And I really want him to do better with his mental health. Like where are your people? First of all, like we had that one episode when we were talking about celebrities, like where are your people that are allowing you to do all of these things? And
he
I really
kicked a lot of them out. The people that were holding him accountable, he kicked them out of his camp.
Or I feel like that too, and I feel like the people he does have around him are like yes people. Like
it's fucking Candace Owens,
like
girl.
Yes,
who
yes,
is she?
You can do this. Yes, you can do this,
girl.
And I really love that he talks about mental health, but in the same token, like I don't want him to like gloss over, like it's an impertinent part of his life at this moment, because you know you do have mental issues. Like it's okay to admit you have mental issues and you're an artist. You do create things and you do have a mental illness, but don't make it seem like I can handle this on my own. I don't need any medication. I don't need a therapist. God got me. True enough, God got you, but God gave you good enough sense to sit down and be quiet and go get you some help.
Okay.
Therapy is not wrong, and we say that all the time.
I'm done talking about him, to be honest.
Me too.
I'm gonna continue to pray for that man because he need all the prayers he can get. I'm done talking about him. Anywho, so let's just do a quick recap of the episode. Ghosting. TDB is an advocate of ghosting, you know. Let's not be reckless. Let's not be Kanye in ghosting, okay? Understand that there is an etiquette to it. Like you should be very intentional when ghosting. There should be real reasons why you're ghosting. It should not be because you don't know how to fucking communicate. It should not be because you think it's fun and you want to hurt people. You should really have clear, understood reasons. And also understand that it's a selfish act that you don't necessarily need to explain. If you're gonna ghost, stay a ghost. Don't be weird. Stay a ghost. Unless if you plan to come back, make sure you're apologizing. You know why you're apologizing, and you have a plan to make it work. And if that person does not want you back, you need to accept it. Okay. And then we also had our hot topics, y'all. Divorce, Nicki, dirty shoes, Kanye.
What a group.
What a fucking group. Okay, so for this episode, Dom, what gems do you have for the people?
Since we talked about ghosting, I'm gonna stay on task. Since we talked about ghosting, don't be like Beetlejuice. Since we in spooky season, let me get spooky with y'all. Don't go Beetlejuice here. If you gonna ghost, don't be coming out the walls and coming back months later, years later. Don't be Beetlejuice here. That's all I got.
My gem is to ghost responsibly. Okay. Just like you see the advertisements about drinking responsibly, about smoking responsibly, gambling responsibly, ghost responsibly. Okay.
We need that on a shirt. Ghost responsibly.
Make sure that you are doing it try to do it with good intentions. Ghosting is not something to take lightly, because it can definitely damage someone mentally, emotionally, if they're not prepared for it. You feel me? But yeah, man, that's my gem. Ghost responsibly.
Ghost responsibly. Meanwhile, she's saying ghost responsibly. I'm telling y'all not to be like Beetlejuice. If you're gonna do it, just go away and don't come back no more. Just
That's being responsible. That's you
I
know
guess
the
I guess we
etiquette.
are on the
That's
same
being
page. Then.
responsible.
Okay, all right.
Most responsibly. Yeah. Like just
And hope. Sorry, I have to do the horror movie or the scary movie, Halloweeny movies references because we in October.
right.
But don't be like the Ghostbusters, or don't expect nobody to welcome you back with open arms. They might be the Ghostbusters on your ass.
And you gotta accept that.
Uh-huh.
You gotta take that in.
Oh, absolutely.
So, with that being said, you guys, we have hit the end of the road, and you guys know that Rum Punch and Beignets and Boot Krewe Media are powered by Royal Honda, located at 5600 Veterans Boulevard in Metairie, Louisiana, where they have 80 pre-owned vehicles available, as well as 100 new cars. Visit royalhonda.com to find your new car today. And then that is it, you guys. Thank you guys so fucking much for coming through. Make sure y'all visit us on Instagram and Twitter at RPB_podcast. Visit our website at rpbpodcast.com. Make sure y'all listen to us, catch us on YouTube, comment, like, subscribe, share. Visit Boot Krewe, that's with the K media.com to visit our sister and brother podcast, get exclusive content for giveaways and new episodes as well. We really appreciate y'all for rocking with us. You know, we still have so much more to do and for so much more to come. Girl, thank y'all. That's all we can say, sis. Thank you. Until next time. Peace.
Bounce your shoulder, feel the vibe. I ain't stressing today. Yo, I ain't stressing today. Bounce. You negative, but I ain't got time. I ain't stressing.